Bonjour, wie geht's? Wir stehen noch immer aus Weiblein, and this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. I did a piece on Lamborghini, Ferrari, and today's talk is sort of focused on the fact that I think if you're an investor owner of one of these vehicles, you really should consider selling your car now while you still can and at a good price. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Bonjour, wie geht's? Wir stehen noch immer aus Weiblein. Strasvice. Ni hao ma, buongiorno. Mashamha. Hi, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. I did a piece a few days ago on Lamborghini versus a Tesla in performance. And as I took fire from Lamborghini and Ferrari owners, I was fascinated by the fact that there's a trend right now that's a disaster for the owner of many supercars. And that trend is that not only is Tesla cleaning up on these folks on the track, but the trends right now, when you look at what's being built for the future by the manufacturers of many of these supercars, is that they're all headed towards electric and very high performance electric. Now, what's fascinating about this, or that's an issue for current supercar owners, is that when you have a car that has 17 moving parts in the engine, your cost of maintenance is going to drop dramatically versus what you have to pay currently. And so the way things work is if a car has been built, after 10 years, there's no requirement that parts be made for that vehicle anymore. So if many manufacturers elect to move electric, all the parts infrastructure for these cars that maintain these very difficult to maintain vehicles will start to disappear because there isn't enough demand to keep those factories open. Now, basically, if you end up with, let's say, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini that's electric, that has, let's say, 30 moving parts in the engine, and you have new owners moving to those new vehicles, and they're outperforming the old vehicles significantly, this is going to be a disaster for the values of the older vehicles, because while they may have some historical value, their functionality with extremely high maintenance costs is going to go way down. Therefore, the value is going to go way down. And so I think that smart owners of these vehicles will likely try to exit maybe at the top of the market in the next year, because as Tesla and others continue to drop very hot performing or vehicles at the high end there, you're going to have a number of owners who are going to completely abandon the whole Ferrari brand. Not Ferrari, they're not going to completely abandon it. There are those that will collect the cars regardless and not even drive them. But I think that the bottom end of the market is going to disappear towards Teslas and other electric vehicles brought out by the big name manufacturers in that space. One sort of application example that pops to mind that I was fascinated by is in Los Angeles, California. You have huge money there from the movie and television industry, and those executives driving terrific cars. And as Tesla gets its act together on the interior and you have other electric cars from others over the next few years, there's a phenomenon that's going to be occurring, which is California allows fully electric vehicles to drive in the carpool lane without any tickets. So there are a lot of executives who currently have supercars that they'd like to drive that's stuck in traffic anyway, so they can't use the high performance capabilities of that vehicle. So what they're going to start doing is saying, hey, why don't I drive my Tesla? I can use a carpool lane if I have to be on the streets when those carpools are allowed. And they might end up liking the experience enough that they say, hey, I can drive my Ferrari or whatever on weekends when there's no traffic, but this is my daily driver. And after a while, those folks might start saying, look, my daily driver outperforms my weekend vehicle. Why don't I just add a few features that are creature comforts to my vehicle, maybe bump the paint job or something to get it to just distinguish itself from the average vehicle like it, but this creates sort of the disaster scenario I was sharing with you relative to folks choosing to go after buying and keeping supercars. So this is I want to say a cautionary tale to those who are Ferrari, Lamborghini, even Rolls-Royce. I mean, there's just a number of very high-end, great performing cars that will come under the "why should I buy this" zone for many owners, and it's worth considering. I think there'll be more to this down the road, and I'm looking forward to getting flamed by all those owners of these vehicles in the comment section. I want to thank you for taking time out to view once again. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, à tout à l'heure. Lahit Road, Choda Hafez. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.